Welcome, Professor Sabriya. It's very nice pleasure to see you after a long time. And let me introduce Professor Sabriya. She is a professor of nuclear chemistry in University of Azmir, and she is working as a director of a nuclear institute. She is a very sober and kind colleague of mine. And today we are discussing some education, entrepreneurships, and some social things about Turkey because Turkey is a very close and kind friend. We have blood ties, the social and religious, and so many ties together. And it is my pleasure and honor that Professor Sabia is with us. Professor Sabia, can you introduce and tell me something, our audience, about your institute and yourself and Turkey?
Thank you, Mumtaz. Firstly, thank you for your kind invitation. Really, it's very nice to see you again. I'm Sabriya Yusan. Yes, you said I'm a director of the Institute of Nuclear Sciences at University. My bachelor is chemistry. In my PhD, I studied physical chemistry. With my PhD, I started to work with nuclear technology.
Mm.
Um, I used several absorbents to remove uranium from aqueous solutions in my PhD thesis. And also now I am studying synthesis of nanoparticles, MOFs, carbon quantum dots like a very active absorbent. We are synthesizing and we are using them for removal of some radionuclides or some rare earths like cerium, lanthanum. Also, we are working on environmental radioactivity. We are measuring some natural radionuclides like uranium, thorium, potassium in some environmental areas, lakes, sediments, or seawater. We are studying. I am a director of this institute about 4 years. I have many PhD and master students
Mm.
because our institute um, both research and education. We have only master and PhD education. We don't have bachelor's. Our institute, um, according to people, yes, the number of the people may be limited, but the work is really very big. So many projects we have. Uh, our institute, I can talk, we have three departments: nuclear technology, nuclear applications, and nuclear sciences. In Turkey, especially in bachelor degree, nuclear engineering in Hacettepe University, but for master and PhD, our institute at Ege University, Istanbul Technical University, the Energy Institute, and also Ankara University has an Institute of Nuclear Sciences. You can see the limited institutions about the nuclear sciences for development of the new technologies, especially in Turkey. Uh, I can.
Apart from this nuclear, we will discuss some other education related things. But first, just we need to because you are in the nuclear industry. I have recently seen some news that Turkey is also going into the nuclear, and apart from these institutes you have mentioned in the Ankara University and the Istanbul Technical University. So there are other private companies or entrepreneur initiatives or the public institutions or public companies that are going to take part in the nuclear industry.
Yes, yes, yes. Some public, yes, they encourage. In Istanbul Technical University, also they have a research reactors. They are working with universities and also private companies.
Okay,
Yes,
private
they
company.
have.
Okay, so now we should our today is discussion is little bit more generalized. So I would like to ask some other questions about the because you are academician and you are working in a university. So how is the current structure of education in the Turkey, especially in the higher education and the technical fields?
Yes. In education system in Turkey, generally structured in four main levels: primary, secondary, and higher education. The system generally overseen by Ministry of National Education for primary and secondary education, but for higher education, Council of Higher Education in Turkey, we call it YÖK, is the system of the higher education. Um, I will not talk about pre-higher education. Like for higher education, for example, a bachelor degree,
Mm.
typically 4 years. For example, engineering, medicine, or architecture, maybe take longer. Especially in medicine in Turkey, it's 6 years.
6 years?
Yes,
Mm.
medicine. Um, the other pharmacology also about I think 5 years. But engineering generally and architecture like 4 years.
Mm.
Also, we have associate degree. It's 2 years in higher education. It's offered by vocational schools. Uh, master degree is about up to 3 years. Generally, it's 2 years. Uh, we have a master degree with or without thesis. For example, some departments you don't have to write a thesis. If you choose this department, you can finish your master degree about 1 and 5 years. And doctorate is generally 4 years, but in Turkey it's going to maybe 6 years up to sometimes 7 years.
Mm.
It's granted yes distortion because especially in my institute, in my students, we have very many experiments. So before the thesis, the doctorate students must publish an article. So the time may be sometime longer.
Mm.
Um,
So
students,
how about the education? This is the structure, but how about the funding? You in Turkey, because is the funds, the tuition fee or the expenses, these are usually beared by
some
the parents or the,
universities are, yeah, fees are some, for some universities are really high, but government universities, the price are not extended, but for foreign students, I think the price are high. I take students take the some exam, a central university entrance exam, and their placement depends on their score and preferences and class. Um,
okay? How about the kindergarten? I mean, the primary education and the secondary education. Is it free or the parents have to pay the expenses?
yeah, yes, mostly public kindergartens, mostly free or low cost. Uh, they are funded by the Ministry of National Education and local municipalities. But we have also private kindergartens. I think their price are high,
Mm.
fully funded by the families.
Mm.
Um,
But
Sometimes some
is the proportion of those kindergarten which are private is high, or how much is 50-50, or how much is the, I mean, availability? The mostly are the public kindergarten or the primary and secondary schools.
public, I think public is about 500 Turkish lira, but now I can change to dollars. Uh,
It's okay. You just tell me in the lira, no problem.
Private kindergartens also really high, about 15. I think the less is 15,000 Turkish lira. Really, it's very high because
Mm.
also private, not only kindergartens, high schools also, primary schools also very high. I told you my sons are going to private schools and the prices are really high. But when we compare the university prices are really normal.
Already no, okay.
Yes. For example, for bachelor degree, we have public universities. Um, Turkish medium programs about 100 and $500 per year.
Mhm.
English program, the language is English, it's changing $502,000 per year. Medical and engineering programs maybe cost are slightly more.
Mm.
Additional costs we have because dormitories, books, or the other equipment you have to buy. But some private universities give these equipment. If we want to talk about the private university prices, for example, their cost is 5,000 and between $25,000 per year. It depends
25,000.
on the
Mm.
university. Yeah, for example, in Istanbul, some private university costs are really very high.
Really high. Mm.
Yes. Additional, but in Turkey, some financial support uh, is available for students. For example, I take YÖK, TÜBİTAK, and the other institutes offer scholarship for high, how can I say, achieving students, for smart students.
Master students?
Yes, smart students.
Smart students. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Also, we have some state, we call it KYK, it's the Credit and Dormitories Institution. It also provides students loans. Uh, Students can leave their dormitory. Its cost is very low. Um, Generally, I say public education is okay, but some
And how about
private,
the ratio? I mean, how many proportion, 50-50 students are going to public and private, or more,
no,
public is more?
maybe most of them choose uh, government uh, universities.
You mean two,
Maybe 70% choose the government, the other private. Because
30%?
the, yes, private. If the students didn't get any good score for the government students, they choose private students.
Mm.
I mean, you are paying and you are studying.
Studying, yes.
Yes,
That's usually the model, but it means most of the people trust the public universities, and you say the
yes, yes.
70%.
Because
The
in government, yeah, government government universities quality is high in Turkey, especially in İzmir, Ege University, in Istanbul Technical University, in Ankara, Mediterranean, ODTÜ we call this, in Istanbul, Boğaziçi, their really quality is very high.
mm,
Especially in my university also, it's
cost is
the
high.
yes, Ege University. I remember in um, textile engineering also is very high stage in Turkey for Ege University. Some departments are really very maybe attractive for students.
Got it. And you see the public perception is quite good about the public universities as compared to private universities, or people just go because the fee is lower in the public universities.
Yes, yes.
You mean the I mean, my question is the public perception is better related to the public universities as compared to the private universities in terms of quality education.
Education.
Mm.
Education. Yeah, education is I think same, but in my opinion, government education in government universities, um, students have to study more. I think
Mm.
it is my opinion. So it's better. Also, for foreign students, choose the government university. In my university, we have many students abroad
Mm.
for maybe, how can I say, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Nigeria,
Mm.
um Pakistan. I'm seeing many students here.
Mm.
Like our university is cosmopolitan. Yeah, especially in medicine, you can find many foreign students because
Mm.
especially medicine education is very, very good in Turkey.
Mm. And it's
And
cheap.
cheap according to their country.
Students. Okay. So is there any, I mean, the the entrepreneurship, I mean, companies are emerging from the Turkish universities, or it's the just people or the student after graduation go for finding a job? What do you?
Yes. Um, I think about 4 maybe 10 years, people are in difficulties for finding jobs. Yes, during the university education, they can maybe find a scholarship, but when they finish the school, they are really in difficulties for finding jobs. Uh, um, but some private universities, they have guarantee for the job.
Hmm.
Yeah, it
Some
is
companies?
our
Hmm.
some companies also in Turkey. Yeah, for example, Sabancı University. Sabancı is a big company in Turkey, and it has a university, and they give a guarantee if you finish with the good scores, I will give you a good position in my
Company.
different
Hmm.
sectors, companies. Yes, but the other Companies, yes, sometimes give some good opportunities, but generally students are in struggle for finding jobs.
Mm.
Because I think the main problem is in Turkey we have many universities,
Mm.
so
The
many.
number of universities are high, quite high.
Number of universities is very high, and students say, yes, I studied 4 years, I finished, and now I have to work, but my salary will be, for example, 100 Turkish lira.
Mm.
For example, yeah, it's really very difficult.
Mm.
Very difficult.
So there the trend about starting their own companies are the students like in Pakistan. Some last 10 years, the recent trend has observed that the student, especially the IT students, the software related students, they launch their own companies and they start freelancing. And is this trend in Turkey in IT or in computer science or in any other any other profession that the recent graduates have started their own companies, or just the
Yes,
classical companies are just running and they are hiring the people?
yes, yes, you are right. They are, yes, going and, what can I say? They want to come and make some companies, and the students and maybe their students finding opportunity for this. Yes, you are right. Also in Turkey, we have some opportunities for maybe students or after they finish their work. Technopark. Did you know Technopark in universities?
Okay.
For example, I have an idea,
Mhm.
different idea.
Okay.
I say I want to make it. Um, I want
Company
to have
for.
a company.
Mm.
Company.
Mm.
I apply. If they accept your project, your idea, they said yes, you can have a company here. The rent and the other, how can I say, uh, the, budgets are very low according to outside companies. So you can um, find a job with these small companies. Yes, maybe they have a room only. They have one chair and
And
table,
okay.
but they are having big jobs.
Mm.
In my university, we have a techno park, and it's now full. About 100 companies here.
Mm.
And for example, my students can go there, and if they find a position, they can study, they can work as a scholarship. They can get money after finishing their bachelor or the other degree. And they can, sorry,
Is usually this the for this new companies is managed by the government. I mean, provided by the public institutions, government, banks, or is just from the private startups, something like that, from
yes,
private
yes,
companies.
yes. Startup companies are very really effective. And also government encourage this
Mm.
system. Yes,
Government provide funding for this private startups.
yes, government. And they give some money for startup.
They give some money, depending on
Yes.
the ideas and the.
No, they have some budget. For example, uh, 35,000 Turkish lira, the limit. if they accept your idea, they give this money for startup. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's very good.
It's a common nowadays, or just
Common,
it's
common, common.
it's a common.
Yes.
That means the public is encouraging some new new startups, new entrepreneurs.
Mm.
So which are usually these the depart I mean fields, is IT or computer science, or is a general social entrepreneur, the scientific engineering, any field, which trend is usually you observe these days? Sorry,
Now, yes, engineering,
engineering.
science, of course, but now the artificial intelligence is really very popular in Turkey.
AI is.
Uh, yes, we have new faculties
Hmm.
about artificial intelligence or software uh, systems. In sorry, last year we established a new faculty about this subject, and also in Turkey, the other universities are um, working with this because artificial intelligence is the most popular
Most
subject. And
popular, yes.
yes, because yeah, sometimes um, we are afraid of this system, but it's very, how can I say, yeah, people are using,
Hmm.
have to use this system. And
Government is supporting the new startups uh,
yes,
based on
they,
the.
yes, they support startups. And
Okay.
they support, I see, um, with, for foreign students startup also they encourage, they
Yeah,
support.
maybe I wish that Pakistan and Turkey they also exchange some good things. I don't know about the policies, but
Yes, maybe
I think
because
they meet frequently. The
yes,
president or the Khan and Shahbaz Sharif, they meet every day, but I don't know. They are doing something realistic to promote
because
some.
I know Pakistan is really very good about the nuclear, especially. I know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, they have many projects, many articles I see, and they have very experience.
Yeah, the Pakistan has 4 or 5 nuclear plants, and maybe the
Yes,
fifth plant.
you have nuclear power plants.
Yeah, the nuclear power
We
plants in
don't have now. It's under construction in Turkey.
yeah, maybe the Turkey is constructing the 4,000 megawatt nuclear plant. Is it true with the Rose
Yes,
atom?
yes,
Uh,
yes.
because it's a
The
very big.
other is planning in Sinop, but it's not clear now. In Akkuyu, yes, it's under construction. Um, they said about 2 years it will be active.
After 2 years. Okay.
I hope.
Yeah, I hope
But
so.
especially for this subject, I think these two countries have to make collaboration because you have experience.
Hmm. Yeah, collaboration is always a good thing. Uh,
Yeah.
Even we personal our collaboration should enhance it more better level. Even maybe the future institutional level collaboration. Last time you mentioned some the universities exchange. So I
Uh,
hope I will I when I this time I will go to Pakistan. I have some friends in Pakistani universities who are in the administrative position. So I will try to make some more collaboration between your university and some universities in Pakistan as well.
yes, yes. In Turkey, we have different programs for mobility, for exchange. One of them is Erasmus. Erasmus mobility is for both students, also academicians.
Hmm.
For example, I've been to in Greece and Bulgaria 2 times with Erasmus mobility program.
mm,
Uh, we academicians, if I want to give a lecture, maximum I can stay 1 month, week.
1 week.
But for students with Erasmus program, um, I think up to 5 months they
Up to
can
5 months.
stay.
Mm.
Yes.
It's like a
Um,
student exchange program.
University exchange program.
Yeah, because the duration is 5 months.
Yeah.
Mm,
Uh, with Erasmus program, they give you some salary.
mm,
With this salary, you can uh, use your own budget
mm,
for each or the other. Uh, for example, you came here, we have to give you the dormitory. You are not going to pay. The other program is we have Orhun mobility program. Um, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, like this for these countries. Same, it's for students and the other academicians. Also, TÜBİTAK has a program for mobility. Um, you remember, I want to invite you İzmir, Turkey. Yes, we call it sabbatical program. Um, with this program, if they accept the application, you give you some money. If the duration is minimum 1 month, maximum 1 year.
minimum.
Yes, they
Mm,
give you good salary. Also, with this program, with this scholarship, with mobility program, when students are doing his or her master PhD, they can get some money and they can go abroad.
mm,
Maximum 1 year,
maximum.
minimum 3 months.
Mm,
It's
oh,
not opportunities. Yes, these mobility programs are very active. In my university, we have many students from Erasmus program.
okay, Erasmus program.
Yes, yes, it's
Mm,
a good program for because they are seeing different cultures,
mm,
different people, different technologies.
yes.
Now I am planning to send my master students to different countries because during her thesis we don't have some how can I say, equipment. When she go to, for example, Greece, she can do the remaining experiments of her thesis. So it's good opportunities for both students and also academicians.
Faculty. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's true. It should be for both because both have to flourish the garden. Okay, some other the social things about how about the Turkish cultural identity? Because we see the in the start of the 20th century, the Turkish the Ottoman Empire was finished. So how is the changes in the Turkish cultural identity that evolved over the decades in the recent past?
Uh, according to past, now I think we are more cosmopolitan.
Development.
Yes.
Mm.
Because many people came from different countries. Uh, the Islamic part also maybe now high according to law. Uh, but I see we are more cosmopolitan. Before maybe 20 years ago, when I go to street, I can see many people, different countries now, we can see. But we are living, no problem. We are happy. They
It's,
are happy.
mm. I mean, like you also, I know you told me last time that your parents migrated from Greece, I think, and then because the living there is maybe many years, many centuries, and the mainland Turkey, the integration is a more coherent nowadays. You feel
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, right. The integration is very easy with
mm,
them.
that's
Yeah.
that's good news because the eastern part of Turkey, as I heard, is more is like I mean the Asian uh, in culture. The western part is more like a European culture. It's true. I mean, no.
Yes, it's changed. I say, especially in Istanbul, Islamic part is now the population is very high.
Mm,
You can see many Islamic restaurants or shops
mm,
or the other. But especially I can see in Istanbul, in the south part of Turkey, Adana, it's Syrian board,
okay.
Syrian
Sorry,
board, Syrian,
Syria,
Syrian,
Syria. Okay.
yes,
In Turkish, Syria. Yeah.
yes. In this city, the you can see that this cosmopolitan is different.
Mm,
Yeah, in İzmir, it's normal, yes, we are cosmopolitan, but no, no problem. But Istanbul changed really. You know, after the Syrian war, many people came. Also, they are studying in Turkish
University.
primary school,
Mm,
university. I
mm,
remember we had one student from Syrian, master student.
mm.
Yes,
In your institute or
yes,
in
they are
mm,
studying, no problem. Yes,
mm. Yeah,
and they, yes, the government gives some money for them
for
to,
the refugees.
yeah, funding. Yes,
These immigrant, not the immigrant, refugees from the Syria, they are more integrated into the local society after because it's more than 10 years, I think, the Syrian war.
yes, you can say.
Yeah, that's uh, so how you feel that the east and west, I mean the Turkey is in the I mean in the balancing the both the civilization is western civilization is quite different and the eastern civilization is
Yes,
quite different.
sometimes, yes, very different.
So it's Turkey is able to cope with or balance with the both cultures and emerge with the unique identity I asked
Yes,
you.
this part of the when you come to Turkey, you will see if you go to the west part of the Turkey, you feel like you are in Europe. But in Turkey, yeah, the social population, culture, people are changing.
Mm,
Yes. Yeah, this part of Turkey is more modern, also with brain. They are
mm.
thinking more
Smarter
with
than
more. No, not smart. They are thinking more modern
mm.
in West part.
Okay,
Yeah,
I mean the modern in the sense of the democratic vices or in the economic I mean development or in which sense the
economic.
modern.
Yeah, economic development in West part of Turkey, of course, very high. Because of that, east of Turkey, uh, from the east of Turkey, people are coming to the west part of the Turkey,
Um,
especially Istanbul, Izmir, the
mm,
other cities. Because the, how can I say, um, technology is
Mm,
in the west part of the Turkey. So
mm,
they have to move. Yeah.
mm,
Many factories, many companies, most of the companies.
mm.
So
So,
people are prepared to live in west part of the Turkey.
because of
Maybe
economic,
because of geographic conditions, maybe also.
mm, the west part
Geographic,
is more good weather. I mean, the weather is better than the eastern part.
yes, yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
so it means the I mean, the moderate weather are the weather and economic development is related. What are the current barriers you feel the eastern part is facing in the education or the mobility or the, I mean, the gender issues uh, in the education, the girls' education, the female education is the similar in the eastern part between male and female, or in the western part you told it's more well, but how about the eastern part? Is it
Um,
more traditional, you say?
More traditional, in Islamic part, yes, most of the women and men go to universities and they have freedom, I can say.
Mm,
Before, when I was in university, I remember if someone have a cat, she
ah,
doesn't come into university.
mhm.
It was forbidden.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it still
But now,
forbidden? In
no,
now it's not
no,
forbidden.
no. Now it's free for students, also for the other people, for academicians, for the other, for example, my secretary. You can, they are free.
They choose or they not to choose.
Yes, yes. I think it's important
Yeah, that's
because
important. That's human freedom.
before, if someone have a cat, when she wants to come to university, um, in front of the gate, she put out.
Mm,
I think it's not acceptable. Now they have freedom. It's the best because everybody have this chance. Everybody has a chance to study in university in medicine or the other. This is, I think, the best development criteria in education
mm.
because we are same. We are not different.
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm not using this gap,
Mm.
I'm not different from the other.
Just true.
It's personal truth. Yes,
Personal. Yes, yes,
yes.
personal choice. It's
Now, yes, Islamic part also, I said, they are free and uh, uh, maybe 10, before 10 years, the situation not same, but most of the, I say, this part is freedom and if you ask what is the proportion of Islamic part and the others, now I think not 50-50.
mm,
I think mm, because of the government, I think the portion is 65
six-
Islamic part.
65.
Yes.
But do you see the students seek opportunities abroad frequently, or now they prefer to stay at home? I mean, in Turkey.
Abroad, yes. Many students are finding opportunities for abroad. Really. Uh, Now, again, I'm talking about my institute, but also in general, I think same. Um, for example, our maybe 10 master and PhD students find a job in abroad.
Mm,
They can find easily. Why? I think the education quality is really very, very good in
mm,
Turkey.
mm.
When they go to abroad, and also, Turkish people are hardworking
Yeah,
people.
yeah, true. They are.
Yes. So it's easy. If you prefer to go abroad, yeah, you can find job. For example, my colleague go to abroad, USA.
Mm,
Now she is studying La Solomos University. Sorry, Institute. So it's good opportunity if they want to conclude it. Yes, it's good. But in USA, they're finding enough support domestically. Uh, I think no, not enough,
mm.
not
Okay.
enough. Yeah.
So in general, you are hopeful that the education and innovation or entrepreneurship in Turkey is on the right direction, and the because Turkey has a good population, maybe 80 80 million or maybe 100 around this. So it's a very
Yes.
good. I mean, it's a very big country in this region. So you feel that innovation and education and entrepreneurship is enough to feed the economy, and modernity will remain the hallmark of Turkey education and innovation.
Um, I think enough because government, I said maybe for finding jobs, their support is not enough, but for education and bridging education also, Turkey has a very important role because um, they, they have, for example, good engineers.
Mm,
Uh, they have good companies. I don't know. Do you know the talk? It's a car mark.
mhm,
So it's electrical car. It's produced in Turkey.
mm,
For example, yes, engineers and Turkish engineers are studying. Then Turkey exports these vehicles abroad, the other countries. So I think Turkey's bridge is very, very important with science and cultural relations. And I think it's doing it very good. Yes.
mm. I wish best for the Turkey.
Yes.
It's a hope for
We,
I
we
mean for all of us. And what do you give a message? I mean, to the Pakistani and through this, I mean, to forum that advice. I mean, or your
yeah.
message.
Uh, I hope near government give more budget for universities, for projects. I know in USA, professors or the other academics have some own budget,
Mm,
big budget. So they can have postdoc or the other students, and they can study with many people, and they can do good experiments, good results, new technologies, new innovation technologies. But in Turkey, I think this budget is not enough, especially for universities. If you, yeah, we are studying. Yes, we have to good. We have to. I can say we are doing good experiments, good jobs, but we are using very limited. budget. We
Resources.
are doing big jobs with less money. I
So,
hope, yes, yes, I hope this budget is will be high because need innovation we need really budget. But many smart people are studying in university, and I believe they will help the innovation, especially science and engineering.
very thanks a lot. Many thanks for your kind reply of my all questions.
Thank you for your kind invitation.